The Amarnath Yatra, which was flagged off yesterday, as you understand, has two approaches, one from the Chandanwari and one from Baltal. Both these approaches, that is from Sonmarg and Avantipur, both these approaches were initially just 3 to 4 feet wide. That is, the track was just 3 to 4 feet wide. We are very grateful that we got this task, and we are hopeful that the Amarnath Yatra, with its due reverence, is completed. And you would see that in terms of the number of yatris which are going up to the Kailash Mansarovar or the Char Dham or to the Amarnath, there is a great degree of increase. And not only there is a great degree of increase, it is being done much earlier, it is being done in very quick time frame, and it is being done in relatively more safe and comfortable, administratively comfortable conditions. We are very fortunate and blessed as the BRO to be associated with the projects involving religious destinations in the extreme parts of our northern borders. The Amarnath Yatra, which was flagged off yesterday, as you understand, has two approaches, one from the Chandanwari and one from Baltal. Both these approaches, that is from Sonmarg and Avantipur, both these approaches were initially just 3 to 4 feet wide. That is, the track was just 3 to 4 feet wide. We were honored that the Honorable Lieutenant Governor, Shri Manoj Sinha ji, had tasked the Border Roads Organization with the Amarnath Shrine to carry out improvement of these stretches. Now, both these stretches have a total length of approximately 45 kilometers. They have been widened from the existing 3 to 4 feet to 12 feet. And this you can understand along the winding mountain passage was a challenging and extremely technical task, which I am happy to say has been accomplished. Not only that, we have added approximately 32 kilometers of handrails. There are places for rest and for turning passages, and all other amenities to make a safe passage right up to the Holy Cave have been put into place in record time. What has also been done is that, considering the extreme religious significance of this location, extreme care has been taken that the geological conditions are not disturbed, the eco-sensitivities are maintained, and whatever work we had to carry out, we carried out by extremely careful technical means. And we are very grateful that we got this task, and we are hopeful that the Amarnath Yatra, with its due reverence, is completed.
To further strengthen and facilitate the smooth conduct of pilgrimages to Char Dham, Kailash Mansarovar and Amarnath.
See, now I have spoken about the Amarnath Yatra. We have been associated with the general area of the Char Dham, which, as you know, is Badrinath, Kedarnath, Yamunotri and Gangotri. From 1962, the Border Roads has been in the location of the Char Dham, and all the roads going onwards right up to Joshimath and beyond have been constructed by the Border Roads over the years. There is a very interesting tradition that the Rawalji, the chief priest of the Badrinath, he comes to the Badrinath temple on a vehicle of the Border Roads, and he moves out from the temple also on a vehicle of the Border Roads. Now, initially one can imagine that in those olden times, the Border Roads vehicle was the only vehicle which would go up to the temple from Joshimath to Badrinath. But we are very grateful that this tradition is still date carrying on, and Border Roads is involved along with the other construction agencies in making the complete area of the Char Dham, connecting these holy religious sites to National Highway double lane paved shoulder specifications. And now coming to the Kailash Mansarovar, Yatra. Now this is an axis which follows the Kali Nadi, and this is in the general area of district Pithoragarh. And as you know, the Honorable Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, he had flagged off the Shraddhalus from Tanakpur yesterday. Now, for the last many years, this yatra was undertaken through Nathula in Sikkim. But this is for the first time this year that the yatra is going along on the axis as Tanakpur, Dharchula, going on to Gunji and to Lipulekh. This is a very challenging and extremely long road of approximately 250 kilometers, which at the area of Gunji will be about 13,000 feet, and then it will then go to the Lipulekh Pass, which is where the yatris will cross over to the neighboring country and then take their onward journey to the Mansarovar. And we are very happy to say that this entire road stretch is maintained and improved by the Border Roads Organization under the MORTH funding, and we intend to complete the last stretch also in to the National Highway double lane specifications.
Employment generation and nation building in these regions. You almost.
Yeah, I think this is a very, very important question, which I would be delighted to answer. Let's just take the Amarnath Yatra. For the work that we did in the Amarnath Yatra, we employed approximately 1,700 of the labor which was over there. This is employment generation, as I said, in the extreme northern borders of the country. And this similar amount of labor has been taken even in the Char Dham and in the Kailash Mansarovar projects that we are doing. So the first thing is that the road, as I have always said, is dual purpose. One is that the military means the strategic interests are maintained so that we can approach and deploy in the places where we need to deploy along the northern borders. But the same road is used for the socio-economic development of the state. Roads allow education, healthcare, employment, tourism, and so many other facilities to go up. As you have seen, there is a case of reverse migration. Earlier, because there were no roads, and because of there being no roads, there being no opportunities, the people of these border areas were migrating to the hinterland in areas like Dehradun or Leh or Srinagar, seeking employment and seeking a better life for their families in terms of education, healthcare, and employment opportunities. Now, because of these roads coming up, you see the fact that these areas are becoming populated, and the important part of national security and defense is the fact that you have shown a sense of strategic sovereignty by populating your borders. That is, these people represent India, and this on the borders is a very important aspect. And our borders to the north are being populated. We are using our territory to generate employment, and there is a great degree of economic success in all these border areas. And I would say this is entirely because our complete paradigm shift in the government's policy. We are being given a surge in terms of the budget allocation. We have empowering policies which allow us and task us to build the roads right up to the edge of our northern borders.
And contributed to the smooth conduct of major pilgrimages and yatra like Char Dham, Amarnath, and Kailash Mansarovar.
See, like I said earlier, this three very important pilgrimage sites. That is, whether we take to the Holy Cave in Amarnath, or we talk of the Char Dham, or we talk of going to Kailash Mansarovar. These are at extremely far edges of our northern border. They are at extremely high heights. The road stretch which is leading from the hinterland going up to there is extremely difficult, tenuous, long, and moving through the Himalayas. There is a change in temperature, there is a change in the climate which is over there. So all these, and at places there is rarefied atmosphere, so you have problems of high altitude. In all these places, the border roads has always, and from very long past, for many decades, maintained these roads. Now there is greater enthusiasm amongst the local population to visit these places, and now there is a requirement to make better connectivity to all these. There's a lot of impetus being given by the government to provide opportunity to the citizens to undertake this religious pilgrimage, and we have been tasked by the government to improve the road stretches leading to these religious pilgrimage, which is, we are very honored to have been given this task, and we have tried to meet it to the best of our abilities.
Reason to promote religious tourism across the country.
I can talk about the religious tourism of the government's impetus towards it in the northern borders, where we are, northern and the western and the eastern borders, where we are deployed. And as you are well aware, we have very important religious sites right at the edge of the Himalayas, and these have been there since very ancient times. What was earlier happening was that there were very few tourists, and they would undertake the yatra going up to these places, undertaking great difficulties, and there would be many accidents which would take place. The government has given an immense surge and a lot of impetus to improve the yatra itself, whether it is in terms of the administrative facilities for the yatris, moving them from the hinterland right up to the religious site. And for that, for the improvement of the track and the road leading to it, we have been very fortunate that the Border Roads Organization has been tasked to do the same. And you would see that in terms of the number of yatris which are going up to the Kailash Mansarovar or the Char Dham or to the Amarnath, there is a great degree of increase. And not only there is a great degree of increase, it is being done much earlier, it is being done in very quick time frame, and it is being done in relatively more safe and comfortable, administratively comfortable conditions. So for this, one of the aspects is, of course, the transit facilities which the government is providing, and secondly, of course, the road conditions and the movement for which we have been tasked, and we are happy to say that we have done the job.